Hey guys, this is my entry for Teacher's Lego Room Mynock 3 Starfighter Contest. This fighter is called the Eta-2-Actis Dual Interceptor. It was a variant of the Eta-2-Actis Interceptor class, which was primarily designed to be flown only by Jedis, because these models were too fast and agile for normal pilots. This variant was only built 2 times, and it was used to teach padawans the last step of their flight training, which was being able to fly an Eta-2-Actis Interceptor. After the Clone Wars and the loss of almost all Jedi, this model was decommissioned by the Empire, and later it was brought to Bracca to be scrapped. A few years later, some brave rebels managed to hijack one of the dual interceptors in a mission on Bracca. Because of its uniqueness, this fighter was then assigned to the Mynock Squadron and is only flown by one of the Rebel Alliances' best and most experienced pilots. And they are very proud of having a starfighter that still has its original painting from the Clone Wars, so they keep flying with the painting since then. So now I'll explain the differences between this version and the original version of the Eta-2-Actis Interceptor. What stands out, of course, is that this version has 2 cockpits instead of 1, and this leads to the fighter being heavier, so that there is a 3rd engine on the back, right here, to compensate for this. Also, there are some rudders to make the starfighter even more maneuverable. And unlike on the original version, there are also deflector shields installed, and also the front of the wings is a bit longer compared to the Eta-2-Actis Interceptor. These are actually the main differences between the 2 versions, and now I'll show you the smaller details on the ship. First up, on the front of the wings you can see some small headlights, and here and on the back there is some greebling, and this is because back in the Clone Wars, when the Jedi Temple was under attack, the ship was being repaired and the covering had to be removed for this, and later when the New Galactic Empire brought this fighter to Bracca, the panels weren't reattached again, so these panels are still missing since then. Next up, as already mentioned, these are supposed to be deflector shields, and this is an R2 series astromech droid whose body was removed and only the head and the processing systems were welded to the wing to reduce the weight. If you move on, these are the S-foils, and if you turn this part right here, they will move into attacking position. And now the S-foils will disperse heat from the wings so that the internals won't overheat in battle. And the greebling inside of here is supposed to be some of the internals that need the most cooling. And of course this also works on the other side. Back here there are the 3 engines, which make the starfighter being able to reach very high speeds. And these are the rudders that help to lead the thrust into other directions if needed. So now I'll show you the interior of the cockpits. As you can see, there are currently 2 pilots sitting in there, and the front one is the actual pilot. The second one in the back is the co-pilot, and in case the front pilot should fail, the other one could take over controlling the fighter. But because the co-pilot doesn't have a good view on where he's flying, there is this screen to show him a 3D model of his fighter. And behind their seats, here and here, there is a device that is providing oxygen and is controlling the temperature inside their cockpit. Now if we get to the armament, this interceptor carries 4 laser guns. The 2 bigger ones on the outside are only used against heavier armored targets, and the 2 smaller ones on the middle are used against lighter armored targets. And under the wings there are also 2 ion cannons. On the bottom of the Starfighter there isn't actually much to show. Here you got a little flap which can be opened, and then the fighter could be refueled. And then finally I also included a functional landing gear which you can unfold right here. And now the Starfighter can also land. So I hope you liked my Mynock 3 Starfighter entry. You are free to leave your opinion on this mock in the comments down below, and if you liked this video you can leave a like, and if you didn't then dislike. Thank you for watching and see you next time.